So guys, we are officially 3 months removed from my fight against Seth Thoden back in November of 2025. But yeah, obviously I had that fight back in November, the big fight in November against Seth Thoden. I beat him like 6 rounds to 1 or whatever. But yeah, I beat him by unanimous decision, so 6 rounds to 1 or whatever the score was. I beat him by unanimous decision back in November of last year. And I beat him, and it was a pretty good win. It was a very good win because it was the biggest fight of my career, literally the biggest fight of my career at that point. I hyped it up for months. Supposed to happen in July, but it got postponed. It got postponed to November instead of July. It's supposed to happen July 19th of last year, but it got postponed to November because of like so many issues. Like I had so many fights happening at the time. I'm just gonna have a mega fight every week. I had to fight like once every couple of months to have the mega fights. But yeah, that's why I just fought him back. That's why I fought him in November instead of July. Because it would have been big in July, but then I had to postpone it, so we had to be in November instead of July. July 19th, it was supposed to happen July the 19th, but there were so many fights happening that day, like for example, Usyk and Dubois and fucking Pacquiao and Barrios and whatever. I had to just postpone it to November to have extra time to like hype up the whole event, instead of having it in November, having it in July, where there's so many fights happening at that time. I want to hype it up and have it in a separate month where there's not much hype in the month, if that makes sense. So I had it in November instead of July, and I did big numbers. I got mega views off the whole event, the press conferences, the weigh-ins, everything. I got loads of views on that whole event. Literally, the whole event. I got loads of views, loads of fucking views. And obviously the big result is that I won the fight as well. So it's just a massive W, a massive W. And I really loved it. I beat him. You can literally see me scoring him in this video right here. But yeah, literally. But I beat him, and yeah, so I had to hype it up for months and months and months because I didn't want to have it in a month where there's so many boxing fights. Literally, there was so many boxing fights happening at the time. There was so many fights happening at the time. I just couldn't be asked to have it in that 1 month particular. I had to just postpone it where there was not going to be that much hype in boxing where I could just have the whole event. And it was a massive event. It was a mega fight. A mega fight, literally the biggest fight of my career. Literally, no doubt about that. It was the biggest fight of my career at the time. I got mega views on every single video I made about the fight. Loads of views. I got like 80 views. Like I got nearly 100 views on the fucking fight. I got nearly 100 views on the fight itself. But yeah, and the whole event was just a banger. Just a banger. I'm in it. I'll never forget that day. November 14th. I'll never forget that day. I'll never forget that day. Because obviously Seth Thoden he's a credible opponent. He's a massive opponent. He's a credible opponent. I beat him. I schooled him every round, basically. Maybe not every round, but I still schooled him like majority of the rounds. Majority of the rounds I schooled him. But yeah, in this massive stadium, I literally schooled him. But yeah, literally, it was one of the best nights of my life. It was the best night of my life. It was the best night of my life. I won the fight in the biggest fight of my career. I won the fight against a really tough opponent who's been probably the most dangerous opponent I could ever fought at the time. But yeah, I need to just slow down and speaking because I keep stuttering. But he was probably the most dangerous opponent I could ever fight at the time. But yeah, and I fought him and I beat him. And I beat him convincingly as well. I scored him like damn near every round basically. It was a great performance. I really rate the performance. But yeah, I was a bit cautious of getting hit, but I still was able to outbox him every round. Not every round, but I was still able to outbox him pretty comfortably. But yeah, and obviously the weigh-ins, I had the weigh-ins, to the press conferences. I had like so many press conferences. I had about four press conferences leading up to the fight. 2 in May, okay, let's start again. 2 in May, 1 in August, and another one in November, because obviously I had the 2 ones in May because it was supposed to happen in July, but then it got postponed. So I had to reschedule it and happen in November. So then I had another one in August, and then I had another one in November. But yeah, bro, I really do not like speaking loudly, but I just can't help it. I can't help speaking loudly. I just speak loudly, like literally at random. But yeah, so I had 4 press conferences leading up to the fight. So you can just tell it was a mega event. It was the biggest fight of my career, and I won it. But that's all I'm gonna say, really. But yeah, I'm gonna end it here, guys. Bye.